All right, everyone. Monday Night Raw was very, very good. So we started out, we had the new faction, right? We had Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman, and Bronson Reed all in the ring, and they all cut promos, although Seth Rollins cut the shortest one because Braun and Bronson both cut really, really good promos. Now, I love everything we're seeing so far from this new faction because it's delivering exactly what is needed, right? This episode of Raw, you can basically name it after this faction, right? They were the whole show. All of the big matches and the excitement was surrounding, or not everything, but the vast majority of it was surrounding these three, and then of course their great manager Paul Heyman. So I loved everything here. I thought it's doing exactly what's needed. It's putting Bronson in a great light. It's putting Braun Breaker in a great light, and it's really utilizing, I think, Seth Rollins in a big, big way. Okay, so obviously things move on here, and then we get the Judgment Day. Now, I've been a big supporter of the Judgment Day for quite some time, and it's amazing to me how WWE continues to find themselves in a situation where the Judgment Day is just getting better and better. This is why I didn't want to see Carlito be let go, because I think he was such an important part of a faction that is actually, I think, gaining a lot of support. You know, you have the tag team of Finn Balor and JD McDonough. You have Dom Mysterio, who is one of the best heels in the business, although I think fans are starting to actually get behind him even a little bit. And then, of course, you have Liv Morgan, who is currently injured, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez. They're telling a great story here. Now, I don't know what they're going to be doing long term with this storyline, but I like how Roxanne Perez is kind of the new girl here, and she's already starting issues with Liv Morgan. So I like a lot of what we're seeing. I don't know if even WWE knows what they're going to do in the future, but this whole moment here, as I was watching this segment of the show, I just thought, man, they're really doing a great job as it pertains to telling this story, and everyone in the Judgment Day, I think, is really on the upswing at this point. So really, really cool. Okay, then Roxanne Perez has a match against Carrie Sane. Now, this match, Carrie Sane ends up winning, but Raquel Rodriguez comes in and starts beating up Carrie Sane after the match. Then, of course, we get another wrestler comes in and ends up beating up both of them, and then now they're added to the match at Evolution, I believe, right? So I loved all of this. I loved all of this because, like I said, you're building out a good storyline, and you're starting to build this bond between Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, which could come in handy later, especially if they want to make Liv Morgan a babyface. Then we get to another really good part. Okay, this time now we get Sami Zayn, and he's injured, right? His ribs are taped, and then he gets attacked anyways by, actually we're a little further down here, but he gets attacked anyways by Karrion Kross, which leads to the match with Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker just absolutely destroys him. And we find out that he is out indefinitely. So Sami Zayn is going to be out indefinitely, but this is what I really enjoy about what they're doing currently with this new faction, right? It's just dominant, right? They are just kicking the crap out of people, and it's funny because on the commentary desk, Michael Cole was trying to make the case of, man, this Sami Zayn guy, he's tough, he's tough, he's tough. He shouldn't have done this, but he's tough. And the audience was cheering for more spears and more spears. We want more spears. We want more spears. They're loving this, right? They're absolutely loving this, and they love Sami Zayn. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed and even Seth Rollins that fans are just enjoying it so much that they, even when it's someone they like that's getting attacked, they still don't mind it. So he is going to be out for quite some time. Then we get the segment between Lyra, Becky, and Bayley, and all three of them. Look, good segment. I think this is certainly an interesting match. There's a lot of heat between these three. Becky Lynch, I think, is doing a great job as champ, and we'll see if they can put together a good match. I think there's this. I don't know if the audience was loving it as much as I was loving it, but I don't know if the audience was loving it as much in person. But I think they've done a good job telling this story. There is a lot of substance to it, so I have no problem with it. I thought it was fine, and I'm excited to see what they can actually do for a match. Okay, then we get Bronson Reed versus Jey Uso. Um, Bronson Reed gets himself disqualified, but he starts doing the tsunamis again. Was a fun match, right? You had Jey Uso, you had Bronson Reed in the show, and nothing to write home about there. Let's keep going down here, see if I'm missing anything else. So obviously Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano, except it wasn't actually him, right? It wasn't actually El Grande Americano, it was someone else. But, or I shouldn't say it wasn't Chad Gable as El Grande Americano. It was someone else underneath the mask as Chad Gable is injured. So I thought that was pretty. I think stuff like this, it's just really good. And by the way, these matches, whether, and I know this wasn't Chad Gable, but the El Grande Americano matches are always really good. So I love it. Then we get the most shocking part of the whole night, which was Gunther comes out and he starts talking crap about Goldberg, and then Goldberg returns again, right? Obviously, this wasn't his first return, but he didn't. He came out of nowhere, right? He showed up out of nowhere. I thought this was way better than even his initial, kind of the initial thing between him and Gunther. The fans were loving it. They were chanting, "Holy shit, holy shit!" They loved every second of it. And all I could think about during this segment was, if Goldberg can deliver a great match at Saturday night main event, I think this can really be a big match. If he could deliver one that's good, and it's going to be tough because he's older, he's dealing with a ton, and I get it. But if he could just deliver that Goldberg match and really deliver for the WWE Universe here and for himself, right? Really give himself a great ending to his career. I think this has a chance. The fans are bought in 110%. That initial thing they had, I don't know what it was. I don't know if the fans were entirely bought in. This one, they were bought in 110%. People can't wait for this. And this was big. So I'm hoping we're going to get really, really something good. And then, of course, you have Penta versus Seth Rollins in the main event. So, LA Knight comes in after Seth Rollins wins. They were going to attack Penta. It's just setting up more and more and more, and we'll see where this heads for Saturday night main event. So WWE right now is just on fire. It has a ton of really good storylines going for it, and I think as we continue, down these storytelling paths, I'm hoping WWE delivers in a big way. There is so much right now. It is so exciting to be a fan of wrestling. And that's why, when we had the John Cena match at WrestleMania end kind of in a way that people weren't too pumped about, it kind of breaks your heart. And I feel like now we have so many really good things that are kind of bubbling underneath the surface. Making sure that you can deliver on those is going to be absolutely crucial. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.